You don't got, you're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
There's a little snake in the grass.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
No forget these people.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Hey, Pussy, are you still there?
I'm back.
Who the fuck is that guy? Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
I would like to introduce...
Welcome to the MMA for Money Show, episode 90. I am your host, as always, Mike Copenhaver, also known as Real Mike, aka Don't Cope Just Win on Twitter. I'm joined with my producer of the MMA for Money Show, T. How you doing, T?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, in this episode, we'll be reviewing the UFC 262, some really good review clips and stuff that we'll talk about, and then we'll go over the UFC Vegas 27 that happens this weekend, and I'll give out, we'll give out two bets, but it'll be on one fight, so... Either way, I'm pleasure to have you 60 of you guys live viewing. Hello, Jackie Girl in the chat. Appreciate you being here. I want to firstly shout out our sponsors from the MMA for Money Show. Firstly, we have Melon Brand Hats, MELIN.com, Melon Brand Hats. They're a luxury line of hats. My buddy Brian McDonald is one of the co-founders. In high school, he envisioned this company, and just to see it to come to fruition is absolutely amazing. He sponsors guys like Michael Chandler, who fought this last weekend, unfortunately lost, but it is what it is. So shout out to them. Next up is Fokai Stuff, FOKAI Stuff.com. It's the Guamanian gear. It's our boys over from Guam. They got some of the dopest shirts, beanies, socks, fight wraps, you name it, they got it. So go support our boys from Guam and get yourself some FoKaiStuff.com. And then last but not least, our boys over in Amsterdam, Spliff Seeds. If you look at on the page on this lemon cream kush, the female plant that's featured there is my girl that's on the front of a cover of a book that's also on Amazon. So shout out to Spliff Seeds Amsterdam for always supporting us, the best genetics. So go over there to their website, get yourself genetics for the grow season, and get yourself some medicinal medicine going. Once again, I'd like to say hello to Lucia Ibars in the chat. Mel B just jumped in. Appreciate you, girls, and the awards. Like I said, we're going to go over the UFC 262. That was actually pretty exciting. First up on the card, we had our first bet that actually was the first L we took on the night. We had Sean Soriano as the underdog. He was a big underdog, plus 190 versus Christian Gagos. Christian Gagos got him in a round 2 submission. So we took a 1 unit loss there to start out the night, but we had 3 bets. So we'll get into that further and end up at the results. But as of right there, we took first off the night. Don't like taking an L, but like being transparent. So we took that 1 unit L from Sean Soriano, and then we moved on to our next bet of the night, but it wasn't on the next fight. Next fight of the card was a featherweight matchup between Kevin Aguilar, and he fought Tucker Lutz. Tucker Lutz won a 3-round decision. The fight was pretty good. They went back and forth for 3 rounds, like I said. Then Tucker Lutz, just edged him. Then next up we had Gina Manzani. She TKO won her fight. That was the end of the early prelims, and then on the preliminary card we had KGB Lee, who I was super high on, versus Shevchenko Light, Antonio Shevchenko. KGB got a round 2 submission. I told y'all last week that Shevchenko Light is she ain't the real deal. She's not like my girl Valentina, who you've heard me here. I talk very highly of. Shevchenko Light is not about that life. T and I talked about possibly betting KGB, but we have backed off that one.
How long did she have that Shevchenko in that freaking triangle? Was it literally the entire round and tapped her with 4 seconds?
There's like 8 seconds. Yeah, it was crazy. But shout out to KGB. I like her. I like her, the way she fights, and I knew she would win that fight for Shevchenko Light. And then next up on the card, I'll have an immediate apology to Jordan Wright for calling him the Karate Kid and wannabe, because he actually showed up with a round 1 KO, TKO, and just smashed Jamie Pickett into the ground. Looked really good doing so. And so a lot of people are jumping on the Jordan Wright train right now. I'm still skeptical because he fought a guy in Jamie Pickett who's 11-6, so, or 1 for 3 on bet, sorry. But either way, ended up even, so no big damage. So I absolutely I had a thrill watching this fight. What did you think about that? Like a couple of these fights. First off, say Beneil Dariush and Tony.
Oh, I loved it, man. Beneil made us look friggin' like geniuses. I thought Tony was done, so it didn't surprise me. I mean, he can't hang with them top rank, top ranked dudes in the division.
And how are you? what about Michael Chandler and the Oliveira round one? What were you thinking about there?
Oh man, Chandler, like he need to get the finish, man. He had him. I mean, Dorack is a bad motherfucker, dude. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
he
even
is.
upset he won, dude.
I'm not
Not
either.
whatsoever.
We were both all. I mean, we're Oliveira fans and Chandler fans. We had to put a bet out there, and he was an underdog too. So Michael Chandler was a good side. It was a good side after the round one. You can't really hate. Shout out to Michael Sean, military Mike, my boy Mike Zumwalt from Simi Valley, California. Appreciate you being here in the chat, brother, and watching the show, supporting as always. Appreciate all 85 of you here live, and like I said, it was just after that, and after Charles Oliveira finished Michael Chandler round two. Like I said, whether you like Michael Chandler or you liked Oliveira, I liked both, and it was very conflicted because I had a bet on Chandler. It's like I couldn't even celebrate, but I was so happy for Charles Oliveira because he deserved it. He's been in here since he was a young man. I think he's like 18, 19 years old. So he's been forged in the fire.
Yeah, he earned that shit, bro. He really did.
He really did. It was so sick, man. I appreciate the award, the Cowbell Award, Papa Prime. Appreciate you tuning in and being with us, and hope that your health is doing good. Yeah, so it ended up the night, like I said, we ended up even for the night, which was fine with me after the chaos that everything went through. It just, I obviously want to end up winning, but even is just as good. It's a push in Vegas, and like I said, so UFC 262 ended at even money, and so we roll into this weekend's card. Firstly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a really hard time getting excited for this card and like getting prepped for it. There's a lot of BS on this card. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do my best on certain matchups to make it as fun as possible. There are some matchups on here that shouldn't be. They wouldn't be in a fight in Tijuana, Mexico when my brother came up in the minors and fighting, because it's just sick, dude. But it is what it is. So the UFC Vegas 27 is what we're gonna go over, and let's see. The first fight of the night. Let me get my notes.
Yeah, I could.
Is that you, right?
Start it off, man.
Okay,
yeah.
that's right.
For the first one, we got Damir Ismagulov versus Rafael Alves. I mean, Damir, he's minus 525. He should dominate this fight. They basically just feeding Alves to the lions here. I mean, Ismagulov hasn't fought in a bit, so it just seems like they putting this matchup out there so he could knock the ring rust off. What you think, dude?
Yeah, I think Damir he's like I said, he's a 525 favorite. So don't get me wrong here, man. I mean, you don't that's really hefty. Damir is fucking sick, dude. He can do it all from spinning back kicks to front kicks to low calf kicks, and he can transfer from a kick to a calf and go for a single leg takedown and have you on your ass really fast. I like the transition and the submission game that he's got. Damir all around is really, really fun and exciting to watch. If he was a negative 550, 525 favorite, if he was like 125 or 150, 180, negative 200, maybe I'd fire on him, because I really do believe in this kid is amazing. But Rafael Alves is getting really disrespected here at 100 plus 415. I think he could possibly win by submission. But because Damir has tapped before in the past, but that was to someone really, really vicious, and that was really early in his amateur career, or at the end of his amateur career, but in his career early. So I think Damir is going to absolutely roll here. He's going to smash him with the strikes, and it's going to be just absolutely amazing. I want to say thank you to Aaron in the chat, Aaron Weinbaum, for jumping in. Ryan Richardson, our sponsor. Appreciate all you guys and the awards that you guys have given us so far. The 99 of you live, the 20 awards. Really can't say enough appreciation for all you guys. And literally, through COVID, we've all been here for each other, and for mental strength or mental awareness month is May. It's just nice to have friends, whether it's here on Haps, here on Facebook, here on Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, where it used to be, is now on Twitter now. Let's see, either way. So yeah, like I said, just appreciate you guys jumping in. And so yeah, let's see. The next fight of the night is going to be another good one, at least. Yancy Medeiros, plus 100 at the time of writing this, is 33 years old. He's 5'10" with a 75.5-inch reach. He's facing off versus Damir Hazdovic, who's negative 120, the slight favorite at 155 pounds. First, I'll shout out to the 808 boy, Howley boy, Yancy Medeiros, who I absolutely love as a person. I love Hawaiians, all islanders, whether it's Samoan, Hawaiian, New Zealand. It's Fokai stuff from Guam. We love all of our boys, but my boy Yancy is on a 3-fight skid streak. but he is back training in Hawaii for the first time in a while. And he's back training with my boy, Maxie, baby. And if you know me, I love me some Max Holloway. So he's back training with the beast that he needs to be, getting pushed on the cardio, pushed on the striking. I believe that we're going to see a different Yancy Medeiros here come against come to tonight. And I think that Yancy is going to smash him into the ground. I think that he's going to be a little too much for him, and it's going to end up just being Yancy's night. What do you think about this one, team?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent matchup. You know, like you said, Yancy, he used to train with Diaz brothers, and then he went back on island.
Someone cut out right there. Your mic cut out still, T. All right, well, I'll jump in. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said, on that fight right there, like I said,
so
you're good now.
Cut out.
Yeah,
sorry about
you're
that.
good now.
But do you hear anything I say?
No, you basically cut out at Yancy.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just saying Yancy used to train with the Diaz brothers, and he went back out to the island and hooked back up with Max, you know, and Demir's older. He doesn't have the greatest resume, and you know Yancy, he's lost to better fighters in my opinion. So you know I like Yancy here to get the dub. But next up on the card we'll have Joshua Kulavo versus Yelan Shah.
Nobody cares really. It's just crazy. Like these are the matchups that I'm like I have a hard time, you know, breaking down for you guys with these ones too. So it's not even T. It's just like what who are these guys, bro? You got, you know, Josh Kubal. He's negative 245 versus a guy named Yelan Shah. We don't even know who these guys are, bro. Like Kubal went to a draw with Charles Air Jourdain. So I'll give him a little bit of respect for that, but only because Charles Air Jourdain is pretty impressive. But that's the only reason why I really give him the edge here, you know. But Shao could, you know, do something, you know, to him too. So I'll go Kubal, you know, just by edging it here. But like I said, it's just a shit show on this. Like this matchup here, this is one of those ones where I just it's hard for me to get going to pick. So like I said, I'll go Joshua Kubal by edge. What do you think about the one T can just go fast?
Yeah, I mean he's got a slight little reach advantage. Josh does. Yelan, this is his debut. He hasn't beat anybody too great at all. So I'd go with Josh just because he's got the more experience. You know, he'll probably end up getting a dub.
Yeah, and so like I said, that was a tough one. Like I said, to get motivated for, folks. But next up on the card, we had Victor Rodriguez, who's plus 275, going off versus Bruno Silva, who's at 125 pounds. Bruno Silva's a negative 335 favorite at the time of writing this, and he's going off the underdog Victor Rodriguez. Bruno is a solid BJJ black belt with good wrestling, good striking, all around great fighter. He's proven to me, you know, this Victor kid, this is his UFC debut. I do not bet UFC debutants ever. His record is so padded, it's gross. It's just really not even funny. And what I mean by that, we'll get into it right now. Let's see. Victor Rodriguez. Okay, so the guy's 7-3. Okay, 28 years old, 5'5", 67 inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak, and so we just lost to Adrian Yanez, who's pretty awesome. I'll give him some respect. Like you can't blame him for getting knocked out head kicked by Adrian Yanez because Yanez is on fire. He just beat our boy Gustavo Lopez. But before that, he beat a guy's 8-1. All right, cool, bro. That guy's not that bad, but whatever. That's your last win. Then before that, the guy's 2-1. 2-1. Then the guy before that, he's 1-1. The dude before that, he's 0-3. They brought a slushy vendor in named Caleb Miller to fight this dude, Victor Rodriguez. There's no way that I can put money down on a guy like that. So it is what it is, bro. Bruno Silva better school this fool. He better look good. And so it should be quite easy. But like I said, this is a weird one. I don't know much about the other dude to say like, oh, he's got an edge. Because like I said, his record's more padded than a maxi pad, dude. It's freaking crazy. What do you think of this one, team?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they don't like this dude, Victor Rodriguez, because on his debut, they gave him Yanez, and I don't think this is too good of a matchup for him either. I think Silva's got that jiu-jitsu advantage, and he'll end up beating him. So I don't like the matchup. I think Silva will end up beating him pretty easily. I mean, Victor's got a shot here. Silva's not a world beater or anything great, but I just like him in this matchup to get the dub.
Yes, sir.
But what's we got up next? The next fight we got for y'all is Claudio Silva versus Court McGee. We got two vets here. Court McGee, he's a bit younger. Silva's coming off a loss to Cruz, where he was expected to get the win. He hasn't fought much in the UFC. You got Court McGee. He's been way more active, and he's fought some good competition too. So, Silva has the advantage on the ground, but McGee's never been submitted. So, McGee may outwork him here. So I'm kind of leaning McGee's way. So, what you think about this one, man?
Yeah, this is gonna be it's literally Claudio Silva's gas tank is literally like a 1964 Chevy 427, something crazy, some big engine in there. It's sucking gas so fast and he drains it so quick. It's not even funny. His jiu-jitsu is fucking sick though. He's a BJJ black belt. He transitioned into submissions are absolutely amazing. But he's got about like 1.5 rounds of gas. He's like that guy that talks sweet nothings to the girl in the club about how he's going to go home and do a big game, and he does not perform at all. That's Claudio Silva round 2, round 3. He ain't like me. And he's fighting a guy named Court McGee, who's been in the UFC for a long time, and he's an OOG. 19-10. He's fought literally every single person in the world. And no, I did not mean for that rhyme to come off right there, but it was clean, and I'll just keep it rolling, bro. So he's coming off with 3 losses, though. It's Court McGee. He's 36 years old, 5'11", with a 75.5-inch reach. Like I said, but he's fought in the best in the world. His last fight was Carlos Condit, who I'm a huge fan of. Carlos back in the day. Carlos right now to lose to him is not respectable. I've freaking had a hard time with this one last time. I said no way, because Carlos Condit has never not been taken down. Then he fought Court McGee, who finally didn't try to take Carlos Condit down at all for 3 rounds. It's the dumbest game plan I've ever seen in my life. He gave Carlos Condit one of his 2 wins that he finally got. It took forever for Carlos Condit to get on a roll again. Then he lost to a guy, Sean Brady, who's really good. Can't blame him there, unanimous decision. He's using decisions. Then Diego Lima, decision split. Then he beat Alex Garcia, which no one really cares about. Then before that, Sean Strickland lost unanimous decision. Sean Strickland is a bad mofo. We've been betting on him making money. So, and then Ben Saunders, OG, Killer B, lost the decision. So Court McGee's already been here. He's been with the best. His gas tank has proven me for 3 rounds. He's proven to me that he can perform with the girl from the club. So I'm going to be going with Court McGee here as the OG to come through and to win a 3-round decision. I think he's just that good, man. So next up on the card, we have
Can't wait for this.
Dude, this is the only thing that got me and my boy T excited. We got Ben Rothwell Slothwell versus Chris. We got the Kung Fu Panda Barnett plus 185. We got the big boys, 265 pounds. Boy. Bro, dude, I usually don't get excited for people out of shape, okay? I don't get excited here. But please just watch these videos, watch these highlights if you're live with us here. This guy, the Kung Fu Panda, Chris Barnett, yes, he does not look like a normal UFC fighter. I usually give him shit for being so fat, for being out of shape. But this dude is so fucking funny, dude. He's got some, he gets a little pep in his step. He throws some low beam calf kicks. He fucking comes around with the spinning back kicks and does the dumbest, coolest, the most, just fantastically amazing, dumbest shit you've ever seen in your life. And he's going off for his Ben Rothwell Slothwell, who, let me tell you about this. The reason why I named Ben Rothwell Slothwell is because Michael Eugene Copeland and myself, Real Mike, in my early years of betting, I took a major L when I bet Ben Rothwell versus JDS. I really believed that he was going to beat Junior Dos Santos when Junior Dos Santos was up. I think it was 2017. I really thought he was going to do it, man. I went down. I drove to Vegas. I wanted to put more money down on Rothwell, so I slept in my goddamn car. I slept in my car in the casino on a Saturday night. It was on a Sunday UFC event, like 11 a.m. fight in another country. So I was like, fuck it. Well, I'm not going to get a hotel, so I could just, stay the night and just, catch the bet, whatever. So I put $500 on Ben Rothwell Slothwell. I sleep in my car. It's raining. I should have known by the goddamn rain you should just drive your ass fucking home. So either way, I go through all the whole night sleeping in my goddamn Prius. I have money to fucking sleep in a damn hotel if I want to. My grandfather's from Henderson, Nevada, down the street, but my stupid ass is just here to bet. And I'm such a degenerate at the time that I'm just like, fuck it. Sleeping in my car, putting my money down on him, and I'm just waking up in the morning, Sunday morning. We're going to go to the casino. We're going to go to the sports book, and sit down and watch this fucking fight. So I sit down and watch this fight, And Ben Rothwell looks like a goddamn zombie with his hands out for 3 rounds, chasing fucking Junior Dos Santos around the cage. I was so fucking disgusted. I never in my life ever could believe that I bet on this fight. It's the worst bet I've ever fucking done in my life. I'm only telling you this to never be like me when it comes to this. This is why we don't bet fights like this. They're trolling you here. We got a 245 favorite with Ben Rothwell Slothwell, who hasn't proven shit in a long time. He's going off versus a guy who's possibly dangerous, who possibly could come and throw some mean low calf kicks and disable the big boy Ben Rothwell. So I don't know here, folks. I'm not saying that Rothwell is gonna win. I'm saying I'm gonna be rooting for the Kung Fu Panda, Chris Barnett, to do some fun shit. I want to see a 3-round. I've never even said this in my life. I've never said I wanted a 3-round heavyweight fight. I'm begging the MMA gods, please give me 3 rounds of Ben Rothwell Slothwell versus the Kung Fu Panda. It's just amazing the shit that he does. If you watch the highlights, he does a spinning back kick. He misses, bro, falls down on his face plants. The dude gets rear naked, gets double hooks in. Basically could get a rear naked choke or pound the dude out. The other dude's so fat and sloppy himself that he slides off back when after Barnett smartly knows that he's mispositioned himself and got too high on his hooks, shakes him off the back, and then he reverses him and pounds him out. These two beasts rolling around like roly-polies. This is just some of the shit that this guy gets into is exciting. I'm stoked about this fight. So Chris Barnett, please, baby, bring us some fire, bring us some love, and bring some heat to Brian Rothwell Slothwell, and bring the Kung Fu Panda some respect. And no, that's not his name. That's the name I gave him. But let's fucking go. What do you think, T?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch this fight, dude. We were looking into it, and once we started watching Barnett, we started getting a little excited. The dude's fun to watch. I think he's gonna come out. This is what I want to happen. I want Barnett to come out and just start leg kicking the shit out of Ben, chop him down, and then get him a KO. And then I want to see the Kung Fu Panda with all the breakdancing after he gets the dub.
Bro, then feed the Kung Fu Panda to King Kong Romanov, my boy. I'll feed him. That'd be a great fight watching Chris Barnett. Just like I said, the battle of the roly-polies, baby. That's what it's gonna be. But hey, like I said, don't get twisted. He'll pick him up and slam him on his ass and whoop his ass. But hey, I don't know. We don't know. We got to get there first. So, but I'm stoked that we're going Big Boob Rothwell, as Aaron Weinbaum calls him. That's a great name. So shout out to him. Shout out to all you guys live. Thank you, Ryan Richardson, all you guys for the awards, 22, the awards that you've given us, the 129 of you guys live watching us. Appreciate all of you. Like I said, this fight's there wasn't much to get excited for, but then when we came across these fucking guys, I was so excited for the Chris Barnett to fight Ben Rothwell Slothwell.
Yeah, I want Barnett to win. Get Rothwell out of here. Bro.
Get Rothwell out of here. He's boring. Boo the guy out of here. The fat lady sung. I'm going Chris Barnett. I've never thought we'd go so far and so long on a heavyweight fight that means nothing, that we're not no bet on, but that's how excited we were about that fight over almost all these fights. That fucking fight is the fight of the night. That's my recommended fight of the night.
The main event,
that should be the co-main event next to fucking the main event. I mean, that's the real one, the sleeper fight, folks. So make sure you watch Ben Rothwell Slothwell, Big Boob Rothwell versus Kung Fu Panda Chris Barnett, because it's going to be good. Really, really can't say it enough. Appreciate the award, Prime. Really do. Love you, bro. So yeah, dude, like I said, we finally got fired up there once we saw that we were going to have a little bit of fun with that one. So next up on the card, we have Bill Algeo, who's -110, fighting the veteran Ricardo Ramos, alpha male BJJ black belt, who's coming out off at +100. They're fighting at 145 pounds. Algea's coming off his first win. Ramos is, super young. It's just, this is going to be a really good fight. It's whether this is a pick 'em, right? Like they got it so dead even. I think that if I would bet something, it'd be the over. Then I looked at the over and it was crazy, huh, T? What was it at? -300 or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. The odds maker saw the same thing. So if you do like one of these guys, whether it's Ramos or Algeo, it's by decision, in my opinion. So if you do like one of them and you have a lean, do decision prop, and I think you guys can get a better number, maybe plus 200 or plus 250 instead of the negative or the plus 100, the negative 120 on Bilal Gio. So I recommend the over there if you can afford that steep number. But I'd say if you pick one of them by decision, I'm going to go with Ricardo Ramos because he's the OG. But don't be surprised if Bilal Gio comes off with some fire too. So.
Yep. I felt kind of the same way. You know, Algeo, he's an aggressive fighter, but after I looked at it, I was kind of leaning toward Algeo here. But I'm probably gonna stay away. I like the decision too, but I'm probably just gonna watch this fight, to be honest.
Yeah, this is definitely a watcher. I'm not going to be betting this. If the over 1.5 was like a negative 180 even, I would have fired on it heavily. But it's not. It's like negative 300 or something crazy. So it's not even recommendable. But if you do like one of these guys, by decision is the way that I see it going down. And then that was the last fight of the preliminary cards. Then we have the first fight of the night, which is another one of the good ones. It's we got Jack Hermanson, who's a negative 145 favorite, versus Edmund Shabazian plus 125. These boys are going to be fighting at 185 pounds. It's going to be an absolute treat to watch. Edmund's got some really good boxing and a decent ground game. Jack Hermanson has got a superior ground game and more experience, in my opinion. This is going to be a weird one. That's why the odds makers got it at negative 145 Jack Hermanson, because literally it's like I favor Jack Hermanson because of experience, but he doesn't have like the wrestling ability that Brooks rely on. But just having a guillotine choke isn't really like a great submission game. That's not really even a submission game, in my opinion. Loving jiu-jitsu and wrestling, if you rely on just a guillotine a lot, you're soft. You're so rookie that it's not even funny if that's your move.
Then, Edmund, he was hyped coming into the fight with Brunson, and I think Brunson's just a way better wrestler than Hermanson. So I think he might have learned something in that fight. He could come out here and get a dub.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't like betting against the OG. It's one of my rules. So the OG here would be Hermanson, but it's like it's not enough like of an OG of a gap for me to give him like that much over Edmund. It's like a few.
And
it's
like the perfect line on this too. It really is perfect.
And Jason Trello, prime time himself, just said Algeo and Ramos goes to decision is $175, win 100. I think that is a good play. We will see next week how that goes. So, but I
thought it was higher than that.
No, I think
I might have looked at the wrong one. Okay,
yeah, maybe you had
so many.
Either way, so yeah, it's going to be a good one. So let me see what we got here. Next up on the card, we have David Dorack, who's going to fight. He's negative 145 versus Rulian Paiva, who's plus 125, and they're fighting at 125 pounds. Dorack is going to be smaller here, and that's the only really thing that's throwing me off. Dorack's really well rounded. I think that. The UFC for sure knows it's going to be a really entertaining scrap between two prospects that whoever comes out on top, we're going to be superly highly entertained. The only thing that I don't like is the little bit of size advantage and the reach that Paiva has and the XP on Dorack, but it's not much XP. And so I'm going to be leaning David Dorack with a slight 145 lean. I think that he's just a little bit meaner and that he's there on the last one. So, but this one we just said Edmund, we're both leaning. And then we just talked about it, both Dorack. Next up on the card, we have Felicia Spencer, who's 8-2, going off Norma Dumont, who's 5-1. I mean, dude, this is low-level women's MMA, guys. Like, I love women's fighting, and I really do. They put a lot of heart and soul into it, but oh my gosh, dude, where do I get started? Felicia Spencer, 30 years old, 5'6", 68-inch reach. She's coming off a loss to Amanda the Lioness Nunes, which you can't even, can't blame her. She got beat up for 5 rounds by Amanda Nunes. We all knew that would happen. I'm surprised she survived 5 rounds, so we'll give her some props for that. So then she won versus Sarah Furin, who has got no takedown game defense at all, won a ground and pound round 1, and then she lost to Cyborg, unanimous decision before that, and then won rear naked choke for Megan Anderson before that, which I don't give her, like, that's not even that highly touted. So, I mean, the edge goes in experience to Felicia Spencer, and then Norma Dumont's 5'1". She's 30 years old, 5'7", 67.5-inch reach. She's coming off a W versus Ashley Evans Smith, which isn't really a W. And then she's coming off a loss from a right cross from Megan Anderson in round 1, who I'm not high on either. So this is battle of the baddies. I don't recommend this fight at all for betting, for anything. this literally go grab a pizza, grab a beer. This is when you go take a bathroom break. But I'm going to be taking Felicia Spencer by just by decision or just by edge of experience. But I would never bet this fight in my life. What about you, T?
I mean, I ain't worried about this fight too much. She hasn't done anything that impressed me on her resume at all. So I'm just gonna bet Spencer if I even bet it or if I even watch it. I might go smoke a bowl during this fight or something. Come back after. We'll see how it goes. But next up after this fight, we'll have a pretty decent one on with some heavyweights. We got Justin Tafa versus Jared Van Dara. I like the New Zealand boys, Tafa and Tua. Van Dara, he's the bigger guy in the fight, so that kind of scares me a bit because he's a lot bigger. But Tafa, he's been inconsistent in his career, and heavyweights, it's usually a coin flip. So, is the line high enough to take Van Dara? Nah, I don't think it's because he's not too good, So
yeah,
I'll most likely watch this fight. But if I was gonna bet it, me personally, I'd probably take under 2.5 at -225, or maybe I don't know, maybe later 200 on Tafa. But what you think, man?
Oh man, I mean, literally, Chris Barnett versus Slothwell Rothwell could be up here on this fight instead. And instead, we're talking about Justin Tafa. I love Justin Tafa because he's a New Zealander. Shout out to another Islander. Trains with Mark Hunt, Tyson Pedro, Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa, and all the boys over there. So that's why I like him. Is he's been training kickbox his whole life. His brothers are fighters too. Two of them. One of them is, I believe, his little brother is even meaner than him. Man, he's a savage. So it's like. Everything in my heart says Justin Tafa is going to smash Jared Van Dara into the ground. But you're right. There's a size advantage here on Jared Van Dara's side that's just crazy. It's a little bit scary. So Jared Van Dara is 11-5. He's 29 years old. He's 6'4". He's got an 80-inch reach. He's coming off a loss to Sergey Spivak, round 2. He literally turtled literally like my little sister, crawled over and just gave his back. Like it was just, and got pounded out by Sergey Spivak. So like bro, it was so soft. He showed me so much quit in him that he's tapped a triangle choke before that many fights back. So he's got the tapper, he's got the ground and pound losses. I love to bet against guys like this. But because he is, like I said, he's 29 years old, 6'4", 80-inch reach. Then we go to Tafa, who's 27, 6 foot and 74-inch reach. So we're talking about it's a significant reach and height advantage, but Van Dara sucks. His striking is terrible. He's so flat-footed, and so he literally walks into punches. You could call him pillow hands. Like he's got a size advantage. I think he's only got 2 chances. One random wild right hand, which is any heavyweight's chance, and the other is he's got a decent lower outside calf kick that could maybe disable the nerves of the leg of Tafa. But I don't think so. I think Tafa is meaner. He's just going to be a little bit smaller. So I think he's going to be able to close the pocket and just land one right on his face. So I'm going to be going with Justin Tafa, the Islander, to finish Jared Van Dara. But this one's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be sloppy, boys. It's not gonna be as fun as the other ones that I got hyped for. So, but next up on the card, what do we have? We have Yunin Zhang. I don't even. Dude, it's so hard to say her name.
I say Yunin Yan.
Yunin Yan. -130 versus Carla Esparza. It was +110 at the 115 pounds. Dude, Carla has been in the women's division literally since it's been birthed. I believe she won the first ever title out of the Ultimate Fighter, or however it was gifted. She was one of the early ones to get one of the Harley Davidsons, and she won. I know of that. So she's been here. She's fought with every single women's fighter that you can name of. These two girls both have a mutual opponent, and it's Carla Esparza. And if MMA math doesn't really work, but they with this one, they both Claudia. Let's see, Carla lost by split decision to Claudia, and Yan just beat Claudia. So Yan to me is peaking. She's got a higher ceiling. She's the Chinese fighter. She's super exciting. I like her striking game. Carla, she's really flat-footed, and she doesn't have like enough volume to me. An all-around kicking game. But she should have the better American wrestling. I'm not that high on her. That's why the line is where it is. It's -130 Jan, plus 110 Carla Esparza. You would think that Esparza would pull this off because she pulls off every single split decision that's hairy that's possible. So if you like Esparza, pick her by decision because that's how she's possibly going to win. But I like Jan here. I think she's going to roll. What do you think about this one, T?
Yeah, I mean, Jan, she's coming off a nice string of wins versus decent opponents, and as far as she kind of squeaked by in her last few fights, but it's like you said, she always ends up getting a decision. I like Jan here. I think she's tough, and it won't be too hard for her to get the W. She just needs to stuff the takedowns and beat her ass on the feet. That's probably what's going to end up happening, and she'll end up winning by decision.
Nice.
Is my take.
Yep. Well, then we got the last fight of the night is the main event of the evening. We have Rob Font, who's coming in at -125, 33 years old, 5'8", with a 71.5-inch reach versus Cody Garbrandt, who's plus 105, 29 years old, 5'8", 65.5-inch reach at the 135-pound division. Cody's going to be a lot smaller here, man. I mean, I know that they say that they're both 5'8", but I mean, this is like the guy in high school who's like, yeah, bro, I'm 5'8", bro, I'm 5'8". I'm like, bro, you're 5'6", dude. Just calm the fuck down. That's like your height. That's like your stat you wrote in your yearbook. Okay, calm down, little guy. There's no way that you're the same size as Rob Font. You're gonna see it in the reach advantage. It's literally almost 5 inches or so. It's going to be significant. I feel like he's going to just be all around more powerful. Cody's shown that he's literally his chin is not the same. He's been through a lot of damage with sadly TJ Dillashaw took the best of him with the EPO streak that he went on and smashed my boy Cody's jaw too many times. It's sad to say we don't even know if Cody would have lost those fights if he was on the EPO, but it is what it is. He's taking so much damage. It's very hard for me to trust Cody Garbrandt. He's coming off of COVID. I guess he got pneumonia. It was really bad. He couldn't train for a long time. He had a really bad bout of vertigo. I don't like the sound of that at all. Bout of vertigo in a 5-round fight. You haven't been training as hard or as sharp, and you're not as sharp. Versus a guy with Rob Font, who's got, to me, the same or equal better boxing. He's got better reach. He literally boxes to me better and he's got a tougher chin. He's smarter in the pocket. He's not going to make as dumb of a decision as Cody will with that Julian Lane, let me bang bro type shit. So this is our only bet of the night. We're doubling up times 2.5 units at the -125 on Rob Font to silence Cody Garbrandt and put him down in the depths of hell so that we cash for the MMA for Money show. So let's fucking go. What do you say, T?
Yeah, man, I'm right with you. Font. I mean, after looking at it, I think he easily has a better technical striking. Cody, he's just got the power advantage. And what I don't like about Cody is he got finished in 3 out of his last 4 fights. So it's like he's saying he's got a ton of wear on him. And with Font being better on his feet, I think I even like the that's not the show bet. We go on money line, but I like Font by KO or Font ITD as well.
I like Font inside distance as well. KO TKO to silence Cody, but we're doing the money line. It's safer, so we get everything. So either way, you could go with the TKO KO prop or inside distance, but we're going for the money line times 2. So let's go, baby. We appreciate all 139 of you guys live tuning in, the 25 awards and likes and loves. I can't thank you enough for the support for the MMA for Money show, for the brand. Make sure you go to MMAforMoney.com, get yourself a package of the premium sports. My boy Primetime is the absolute best. As I tell you, he catches those NASCAR winners like you wouldn't believe. And he's got hockey season. He got playoffs that are always amazing. He literally kills every single sport that there is with football and baseball, just any sport, Olympics, like you wouldn't believe, the women's FIFA. So make sure to go to MMAforMoney.com. We appreciate each and every single one of you guys here that's tuned in for us and supported us. Remember to check in on your loved ones. It's Mental Awareness Month. There's a lot of people that don't have friends. If you haven't heard from a loved one, maybe you should reach out and call them. Because like I said, there's a lot of people that are hurting during this COVID, and it's really taking a toll on them. Then once again, thank you for tuning in for MMA for Money show, and let's go.